Hi, welcome to another maths lesson. Today we're going to learn how to solve algebraic fraction equations. Our learning objectives is solve algebraic fraction equations. So let's start. Let's start with some examples. It's an algebra because I got x and that must be equal to 9. How do we solve it? Let us do this together. Okay, I'm thinking of a number. I add 3, I divide by 6, my answer is 9. The last operation I done was divided by 6. So let's get rid of that divided by 6. So keep x plus 3 as it is and take 3 to the other side, and because of division, the inverse of division is times. That gives you x plus 3 equals 94. And finally, x equals 54, not 94, 54, take away 3. That gives you x is 51. So that was easy, straightforward. Okay, I got here another example, which looks a little bit more complicated than example A. But let us do the same way. I'm thinking of a number, I add 2, and then I times by 5, and then I divide by 9. My answer is x plus 3. The last operation I done was divided by 9. So let's get rid of that. Fine. So we got 5x plus 2. I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to times 9 to the other side. Divided by, inverse of division is times. To the other side means all of them. All of them. So 9 times all what you got in here. Okay. Now we need to expand both brackets here. That gives me 5x plus 10 from this side. And if I expand this bracket, I got 9x plus 18. Now I got a linear equation with a variable on both sides. I'm going to get the variable where I go most, 9x more than 5x, so 5x going that way. I'm going to keep 10 here, I'm going to get all numbers here, so I'm going to bring 18 here, and I'm going 9x here, and bring 5x here and change the sign. That gives you minus 8 equals 4x, and finally your x is minus 8 divided by 4. You end up minus 2 is your x. And that's your solution. You solve it. Good introduction. Now let's start with the real work now. This y, x plus 3, is a simple linear expression divided by quadratic expression equals half. Now the first thing you need to do is, because you got a fraction here and fraction there, you can cross multiply. So you can times 2 to x plus 3. You can times 1 to this quadratic expression. It doesn't matter which way you start. Let's start with the quadratic expression times 1, since 1 doesn't change anything. So 1 times that quadratic expression gives you the quadratic expression, which is this. And that must be equal to 2 times all of this. That gives you 2x plus 6. Now collect it like terms. X squared, 5x, this minus 2x, bring them together. There's plus 6, and there's minus 6. I got 2x to the other side and 6 to the other side and change the sign. All of this must be equal to 0. That now gives you x squared plus 3x. 6 take away 6 is 0, so equal is 0. I got quadratic equation to solve it. Factorize it by taking x outside. There's x plus 3 what stays inside the bracket, and that equal is 0. X times x plus 3, two numbers when I times them gives me 0. The first one must be 0, or the second one must be 0. X plus 3 must be 0. Okay, x plus 3, when you solve it, you get x equals minus 3. And this is the solution for this. We can check, for example, one of them, 0. If I take 0 here and add 3, at the top I will got only 3. If I take 0, that's 0. That's 0, only 6 left. So you got 3 over 6, and 3 over 6 simplifies as a half. So you got half equals half. So that's the solution for this equation. Now let's take this one, which is more complicated again it's more complicated than example A. Now here I got a fraction. Here I got minus sign between them. The fractions can only take away if they got the same denominator. The two denominators have nothing in common. So I need to times the two denominators together so that I can take away these fractions. Okay? So I got 4 times x plus 2, because I'm going to times that x plus 2 to the denominator of this side. I had x plus 3, so I need to times x plus 2 here to make the denominators the same, equals 2 minus 1 times x plus 3, okay, because that x plus 3 is what I'm going to times to the denominator here, alright, and this all must be equal to 1. Now the two denominators are same, so you can take one of them. Okay, you can take x plus 3 and x plus 2. On the top one, you can expand it. So here you go 4x plus 8 from that side. On the other side, minus 1 gives you minus x minus 3. And all of this must be equal to 1. 4x take away x, that's 3x. 8 take away 3, that's plus 5. And all of this you need to divide by x plus 3 and x plus 2. And then this must be equal to 1. Now because we got one fraction here, this number 1 has got a denominator of 1, and we got another fraction there, we can simply cross multiply, and that's what I'm going to do now here. Cross multiply, so start from, for example, this one times that one, that gives you x plus 3, 1 doesn't change anything when you times it, x plus 2, so that expression stays the same, and the other expression stays the same. Okay, cross multiply. 1 times that and 1 times that. Expand this one now, that gives you x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals to 3x plus 5. Now you need to collect it like terms. X squared plus 5x minus 3x plus 6 minus 5 equals 0. Keep the x squared. What's 5x take away 3x? That's 2x. And when 6 take away 5, that's 1. And all of this must be equal to 0. I got quadratic equation. Two numbers, when I times them, gives me 1. When I add them, gives me 2. That's 1 and 1. 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 add 1 is 2. So you got x plus 1. Yeah, it's just one number. And here you got x plus 1. Solving it, because they are same, you get x equals minus 1. This is how you solve algebraic fraction equations. We have seen easy one for the first slide, last slide. Here we have seen the one which has got a quadratic equation. Here we have seen the one which has got a fraction, and you need to take away from each other. Okay? Now, I got here 2 questions for you to try. You can stop the video now and try them. Fine, I think you have tried, so let's do it together. A fraction and another fraction. Easy, cross multiply. Let's start with the quadratic one. Quadratic one times 1 doesn't change anything, so we got the quadratic fraction here, x squared plus 2x minus 15 equals 2. X minus 3 times 2, cross multiply, that gives you 2x minus 6, because 2 times x, 2x, 2 times 3 is this. Now, we need to collect it like terms now. X squared plus 2x minus 2x, okay, minus 15 plus 6 equals 0. Fine, x squared. 2x minus 2x, that's nothing. And here I go, minus 15 plus 6, that's minus 9, equals 0. I got quadratic equation, very special quadratic equation. This is a square number, this is a square number. There's a minus sign between them. This is the difference of two squares. We have learned how to factorize, and that's how we have learned. X plus 3, x minus 3 equals 0. The first one must be 0, or the second one must be 0. Okay? X minus 3 must be 0, or x plus 3 must be 0. That gives you x equals 3 from this side, and that gives you x minus 3 from this side, and that's the solution. Let's do this one very quick. Again, I got a fraction, I got another fraction. Two fractions can only be added if they got the same denominator. Two denominators, they have nothing in common, so we need to multiply them together. So from the top, I will have 2x minus 2 divided by x minus 7 times x minus 2. And from here, I will have 3 times x minus 7 divided by x minus 7 times x minus 2. And this way, You can, and this way you make the denominators the same. That's the whole point. Because I got the two denominators the same, I can take one of them and I can add the two numerators. That's minus. Fine. Expand this one, that gives you 2x minus 4. And if you expand the other one, that gives you 3x. That's plus, yeah, 3x minus 21. And all of this must be equal to 0. 2x plus 3x, that's 5x. And minus 4 minus 21, that's minus 25. Divided by x minus 7, x minus 2, equal to 0. Now this 0 has got 1 here at the bottom. This is a fraction. Cross multiply. All of this here times 0 is 0. So nothing left here. You see, cross multiply 0 times this. So all what's left now is 5x minus 25 equal to 0. And if you solve it out, you get x equals 25 divided by 5. And final answer is x equals 5. That's 5, yeah? Fine. I think you have seen lots of examples. You try those two equations, and this is how you do it. If you got something different, you need to correct it. If you got something similar to it, congratulations, you've done very well. And that's the end of this lesson. Okay, there's a worksheet that goes with this. Make sure that you complete that worksheet, and please use the answer sheet to mark your work. Thank you for watching, and see you in another interesting maths lesson.